Well, Elvis, just like in Eldoret, here in Nakuru, just like this, the rest of the country, it's calm here. Remember, after the presidential directive that the police here just ensured that the directive to have a curfew, in a countrywide curfew is now been implemented here by the police here. And remember that Nakuru is normally a busy town, especially on such a Friday. But as you can see behind me, it's only such a few lorries here that are passing here. These are one of the lorries that might be just restocking the supermarkets, because remember that it's an exercise that normally carried out at night. But remember that only the exempted essential services are now being allowed here in Nakuru. And if you could just allow me to talk to the man who is in charge of the operations here, of course, the regional commissioner of Rift Valley, Natembeya, was also joined here by the Nakuru County Police Commander, Stephen Matu here, who are now just overseeing the whole exercise here. Remember that it's the second hour into the curfew. And so, Mr. Natembeya, thanks so much for creating time for us here at this hour. Maybe just tell us the level of compliance with the curfew, of course, the residents, because remember that Nakuru is strategically placed here. We have people who are traveling from countryside to the city and from the city to the countryside, and they're making stopovers here. Maybe the level of compliance in this area.
First of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank the people of the Rift Valley region for complying with the curfew. All our major towns, I want to confirm, right from Kitale to Eldoret to here, Naivasha, in Kajiado, Kitengela, Rongai, all of them have complied 100%. By 7:30, everybody was at home. We've not had any run-ins between our citizens and our police officers. I want to thank them. And going forward, we expect this cooperation to continue because this curfew is not just meant to serve the government. It's for the interest and for the benefit of our people, so that we curtail the spread of this coronavirus.
Yeah. We've had in other counties, like of course specifically Mombasa, we've had residents are engaging the police in running battles. Has that been experienced here? Because of course we cannot be to all places, but as the man who is in charge of all the security agencies here, maybe you've been briefed about people having run-ins with the police, engaging in running battles during this time of the curfew.
No, they haven't. And that's not the kind of behavior we want to encourage. That citizens want to develop a tendency where they are told by the government to do certain things, then they defy. Alafu inaanza kuwa kama mpaka mile mchezo ya paka na panya. In Nakuru so far, we've not had any incident that involves our citizens and the police. One thing that I would like to add is that by 7, everybody's supposed to be in their respective homes, their respective houses. So it means that people should start checking out of town as early as 5:30, 6. And that's why I've instructed all our county security and intelligence committees right from tomorrow, they start clearing our towns very early, so that by 7, everybody is in their homes.
Maybe finally, we've seen street families and they call these streets their homes. How do you now treat them? Because now these streets are no goes on for them at this moment. How do you treat them? Because we've seen them really not because it's been raining here, and the police have now been deployed in all the streets of Nakuru. How do you treat them?
Some of them have taken benefit of human kindness. Some of them have been adopted this evening, but it's a problem that we need to address more seriously. The problem of street families. There are people who are really suffering by the roadside in this terrible weather. And as I said, housing is one of the big 4 agenda of His Excellency the President. And I believe going forward and working very closely with the county government during this period, we may have to find specific shelters for these people so that they can be accommodated.
Nice. Thanks so much. Well, Ashley and Jesse, that is the stand, and those are the sentiments from the regional commissioner here, Natembeya, just giving us a brief of how the compliance, the level of compliance, of course, in Nakuru and all the counties, because of, remember, he's not just in charge of Nakuru County, but the whole of this Rift Valley region. And so he's been the man who has been getting all the briefs here. But we've also been traversing all the streets in Nakuru town, and we can authoritatively report that there are no run-ins with the police, between the police and the residents here. They were complying, but by as early as 6:45. Of course, it was raining by that time, but they were complying. And so, Ashley and Jesse, it's a story that we're still keeping an eye to just see us to bring our viewers to speed in the subsequent bulletins, of course, tomorrow.
All right, many thanks, Alan Ochanda, coming to us live from Nakuru.